right, cleaning ladies are here. This is the easiest way to put drawers in. I showed you when I did the home theater thing. So I decided that I'm not sure what I'm doing with this. I've got the Tascam MH8, like I'm just sitting here. Like, am I putting that in the rack with the headphone amps? Or do I want to keep that separate for doing burn-in? Because that doesn't need to be on my desk if I'm doing burn-in with like 7 pairs of headphones, which hasn't happened in a while. We're pretty low on the headphone stock, actually. I've only got like 1, maybe 2 headphones in the lineup. Oh my God, is my business crashing? But I decided to match the height on a 12 and 13 on the drawer, because I'm gonna have these 2 things left and right of me. I think as long as the drawers are at a good accessible height for accessories and things, that's a good starting point. Because now I have, fuck, did I put all the drawers? Oh, there. I found this, which is my crazy big rack drawer, which I originally purchased when this rack was in my living room, because it was so overweighted it would lean. It was like leaning, like it was crushing the floor or whatever. So I got a rack shelf long enough to go past the legs and hit the wall. So that was the reason I got that crazy big one. I got the nave point, which is the one that matches that. And I've got this one, which I had sitting on the table over there, which I don't remember what was on this. Well, I have it. So that's like, we now have 3 different sizes. We have small, medium, and large, which is great. I did order, I don't know if I said this in the last video, it's been a while. I did order another 8-inch shelf that I'm gonna mount, excuse me, ma'am. Here on the back, I'm gonna put the things through on the back side and have the shelf just stick out here. Because since the monitor arm is here, there's no point in having the laptop be somewhere else that has to hook up to it. I'm just gonna rest the laptop on top on its own shelf behind the VU meters, so you wouldn't even see it. And if I need to interact with it and actually get into it, if something goes wrong, I can just lift the lid, and which will kind of be actually cool, because I always imagine like I'll have guests come over and have them sit down in a great chair, and I'll roll this over to them and they can use the screen to see, but I will be behind it orchestrating with my computer, hacker man style, while all the amps and shit do things. This showed up as well, the Trip Light 12 plug. And I'm not sure, because now I may order a 3rd one of these. At least a 3rd one, at least one more, which is like $170. They're super fucking convenient, and I'm thinking about over there, where I've got the speaker demo setup rig. Like right now, there's no plans to move this or update it or combine it with. There was thoughts about moving my entire review space here, because I did a review on top of the table here. Did the D30 and then the A30, or did the 570 and I had like a table. But currently all of my, oh, that's fiberglass. I got my networking cables run. Were you part of the live stream that watched me run the networking cable across this fucking ceiling or the floor, however you want to call it? Because it was just fucking nightmare. Right now there's a plastic table there with a Furman rack mount conditioner, because the TV fireplace combo is just, that's it. I was hoping I wouldn't have to buy another rack, because then I could just rack mount things to this sort of setup. But I don't see that being the case. And I think if I were to do like a separate rack with just like one of those with, you know, amplifier, DAC, the PC would have to, well, the PC could stay, I'd have to mount. Currently the PC is my old laptop, which I guess I could just vertically mount like get like a pocket that just sits in. But yeah, this is a fucking mess that's just shoved behind this. So I'm thinking about buying a 3rd. Just get a fucking 3rd. Just get a 3rd. Even if it rolled behind it and then this rolled in front of it, that would still allow me to like, okay, I want to move this whole speaker shit to that wall. Roll, roll, roll. Done. Hook up speakers to it. I love the modularity of it all. It's so modular. Everything's on a rack. I'd even at some point considered if I could get more of these giant racks, the fucking 42U racks, putting shelves like pretty far apart and having like 3 or 4 pairs of speakers, so I could just have 2 of them and then just have like multiple pairs. But that's stupid. That's stupid and you're dumb. So now that that's in place and tightened up, now they're twinsies. To make it truly match though, I have to get another set of VUs, put it over here. And then like this won't have obviously a monitor arm unless I want a separate monitor arm. Oh my God, dual monitors, waifus everywhere. It's gonna be bad enough that I'm gonna be blocking part of the shelving. Like when I eventually get that changed over to headphones, which I might do now because I'm mildly stuck down here. I don't want to be up there with the cleaning ladies. There's 3 cleaning ladies, none of them are wearing masks. Her name is Borka. You can't get her to wear a mask. I mean, I probably could request it, but I didn't. Just ignore them. Don't be around there for like 3 hours. I moved this over here, did this on live stream. Made sort of like a shrine to Jeremy. I'll probably just fill this with anime figures. I was thinking like a headphone or two. I'm gonna have to do some lighting in here just to like light it up because it is visible off the, well, you're wearing my GoPro right now. So I could just sit down where I believe I'm going to be sitting. And you could definitely see that. Like I just needed something there, and then the curtain will come on the left-hand side. The curtains that Chewbacca was sleeping on there, the gray ones will go whoop. I got to finish the floor. I got to move this table from behind here. It's here temporarily, and it's bright white when you see it in the video. Like if I was like sitting like this, you wouldn't see it. This table is obviously temporary. Brainstorming on camera. It's fine. This is Pasta has to watch these. She doesn't have to watch this. Pasta, why are you watching this? Please message me and say, "Cios, I'm watching that video where you're like, why are you watching this?" And because it's my job. Yeah, but I'm not telling you to link things, not specifically link the Atom T5Vs in the description of this video. I'm not telling you to do the Atom T5Vs or the Yamo S803s. I'm not telling you to link the specifically those two speakers. It's not. I also got to figure out where to put this stuff because it's all like Camaro ZR1 steering wheels, which I originally purchased to try to put in my Caprice, but they changed the hookup system like the years after. Mine's a 2012, this is from a 2013, and it literally won't, nothing makes the go. I even had the airbag for it. So I might keep this because it was like $300 for this, and the airbag was another $200. It was like a $500 purchase. And I might just put it on my fucking sim racing cockpit and then hook up the airbag for when I'm done playing sim racing. I could just eject the airbag in my face. Or continue to use my awesome Grant steering wheel with the Logitech buttons zip tied or Velcroed on. Oh, this was the coolest. Fuck, I was the coolest motherfucker. I never actually got to work those to work. I just sort of tucked the wires away. Why are we talking about sim racing? I guess that would be another use for these things. You could build a sim racing cockpit in it. Wait a second. Where's my Volvo seat? Volvo seat? Volvo seat's all the way over there, isn't it? I mean, that's about as wide. You know what? That's not the worst fucking idea ever. I mean, it's literally not. If you sat it this way, backwards. All right. Sorry, Pasta. I'm going off on a tangent because I want to sim race again, and everyone's like, "Oh, you got to sim race in VR," and then my other friend's like, "Nah, I've done it. There's not enough detail," and I believe him because my big thing when I was sim racing, what made me sim race is because I'm better than everyone, but not at driving. I'm terrible at driving. Are they sawing through my floor? I'm better at setting up the actual physicality of the sim racing cockpit. Like I was doing low field of view and I was doing horizon line because there was so many times I saw a sim racing cockpit where they're sitting there. It's like 90-degree field of view, so you can't see down track. It's just like, woo, everything's whooshing on like a 30-inch screen. And then the horizon line, I shit you not, like when you're sitting, if you sat in your real car on a racetrack and opened your eyes, you'd see the horizon at a specific point. People are driving with the fucking thing like it's just road. It's like, nothing that makes fucking sense. So what if you did this? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Obviously you wouldn't have a drawer here. Maybe you would. But then you'd have to just have a way for it to like either heavy duty magnets that just go clip, or I even had screws there just go whoop whoop. Look, it's the right fucking size. It's the right fucking size. It's even the right size. And I could just build it up with more wood because it doesn't have to be that height. Because that's sort of like a fixed thing I built for... Shit. Get ready for a mad science hour on that. I guess I should probably bring that back. I gotta take a picture of that for my friends. Where the fuck is my phone? Because sim racing is gonna happen again. And look how easy, 160 bucks for a frame that you can mount everything to, and it just uses rack mount stuff. How do you stabilize it though? Put a lot of weight in the bottom. Put the wood to bring it up, and then don't just put wood, put like a fucking bucket and just shovel rocks into it. So it weighs like 35, 45 extra pounds. Thought process. I'm gonna pull a bullet where your thoughts get processed. I don't know, I just love rolling like racks. And then, oh my God, you know what you do? Like if I go with a monitor, you just mount the monitor rack here, which I actually have the monitor mount over there. You make it so that it's on a hinge, so you just flip it up, and then you have like amplifiers and switches and everything behind it, and then you can put it back down like with a handle. Or not to slide up. Maybe slide up would be better. I have those sliders, and you just do like a counterbalance. Holy shit, my brain. Let me do this. So you put big wheels, like I have those, not brass, but like galvanized wheels. You put big ones that are exactly the width of this, so they can come over the top, and you just put a weight, because it's got these tracks. So you have it so that the whole monitor will just lift up. The weights will go down. You pull it back down. So you could have, and then you could just have, what if you had it, what if I made it multiple, what if I, oh my God, what if I did this? This is when brain shit's happening, when the ladies are upstairs. What if the steering wheel slid back? So what if the monitor came down, you're done, monitor goes up, push the steering wheel back on rails, on literally rails, it slides back. And then the monitor comes back down, and then it just becomes a display unit. Oh man. The pedals are all mounted back here. Actually, pedals, if you sit it this way, and the pedals have space. If you sit it this way, then you have to sort of build like a thing for the pedals to hang on. And you got to wear, these are great. Yes, you could build it out of fucking PVC. I know someone whose dad built it out of PVC and it's probably awesome. But PVC is, I guess it could be mobile if you put wheels in it. I like metal and wood, like big, thick, chunky things. I may have to buy 2 of these now, just because one for amplifiers back there and one for a sim racing fucking add-on for my wheel, for my seat, because it's just an add-on for the seat at that point. So, hi. Zeus goes on the best tangents. You know what? I just found one of these wires, and I took it and put it there, because that's a pile of fiber optics, but it's always been these 3 that I bought, these 3 for my desk in this drawer, and that's where it's going to stay for now. So now, as we discussed last time, that bends is not really as strong as, actually no, these drawers are not really, like shelves are not really that strong. So I probably still have to put a shelf on top of that if I'm going to use it for supporting something. So now the question fucking comes down to, what am I putting on? Change batteries, charge batteries. Upside down, charge battery, upside down. What am I actually putting on the rack was the question I asked. Oh, another little aside. This computer, my big computer, is probably now going upstairs since I ran that Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable. Because now that I can wire it directly to the internet, I don't have to worry about uploading fucking 20 gigs of videos via Wi-Fi. I could just wire it, because that's why it was down here, because I could wire it. So that'll probably come off the rack, which is going to empty out a lot of the rack. The rack did its cool thing, and now the rack can just be a little mini computer that just does projection screen and maybe a little side monitor I keep over there or on this pole, just so I can interact with things. So yeah, that's the thing that's happening. This is obviously done because I moved the desk over there pretty permanently. This and this can just go. Hold on a second. You see, here's the thing. I need to put the audio valve Solaris somewhere. It has to be in use. It has to be usable. So do I put the audio valve Solaris here? Because I could put it just on this because it's not pushing in the center. If I was like I'm doing the amps, it was just amp after amp after amp. But the Audioval Solaris has 4 corner feet, so I don't really need to add any more thing to hold it. In fact, let's bring this. I don't want to roll. The thing about tube amps is you don't want to roll them around a lot, like just for fun. So I just left that light off. This light makes it weird, by the way, because it used to be the spotlight for the desk and now it's just, come on, that switch is weird. Now it's just more basement. The remote for the Solaris, the matrix. Let's see how badly this shelf bends when I do this. Plus, I kind of want this in a place. Oh God, oh, it's not too short. I'm just sticking off the back of this and I'm still sticking off the front of this. So I need a deeper, that's barely deeper, this shelf. I'm gonna need to put the medium depth shelf. I'll double check. It's not like these vents will do anything either. There are those men. Yeah, it's barely any bigger with the 50, with the whatever size shelf this is, I forget. So it's gonna have to be this nave point. Regardless. And actually this adds a little lip to the front, which might help. Unless I put it this way, which would raise that up. Because now I'm thinking, okay, put that straight against the thing and then it just sits in it. Then I need another shelf above it, obviously leaving a gap. But now I still have to put my like dark voice and stuff. Tube amps are roughly like tall units. So here, if I spread my hand fully, that's like the space I'd want. I'd want at least that high, because this is America and that's how we measure things. Actually, it really won't matter because the bulk of it's going to be open air behind it. So, like I'm touching there. So if I go 1 U higher than that, that means we put the shelf at 19. You get 4 U for other tube amps. TA20, TA10, dark voice. I want to put the TA30 in line. There's not much else I could think about. And then I put the wire right below that. Okay. Put you back on the table. How the fuck did I put this on here just now? Feet in front of the wheels. I love moving something worth more than half of my car around. That's the best. No. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Stop the camera. Install that shelf right here. Burp. There's a bit of repair going on. That one's loose too. I'm just going over the tracks on my drawers, and they're all a little bit, just need a little bit of touch-up. Just a little touch-up. What's the name of that movie? Deal of the Century? Should make that on part of the, yeah, it's just skipping. This one, solid as a rock. That one, fucking a mess. Don't lose the shelf on top. Yep, that's good. All right. So now this went in. So now this can go back in. I was wondering why the hell it was so fucking weird and loose. Click, click. Oh, and I remember what this shelf was for. The long shelf was for the NAS, my Synology NAS, and this shelf was for the computer above it. The home theater PC, the silver one. So now we've got this. We can move tools off of it again. And I got to decide if I'm putting the, I don't really need to put the, what's it, it's so big. My big tool pasta. It's so big. Do I really need to put... Ooh, that noise is annoying. Oh, as soon as I put any weight on this, that'll stop. So Solaris on top of there, and then I guess the short shelf. The big shelf's too big. The big shelf's gonna have to go on the bottom of one of these. Either that one or this one will get the big, deep shelf. Probably this one, because I feel like I'm gonna move that one around more, even though I shouldn't. It's a tough call. I could just not use the big shelf at all. But we're definitely gonna put this on. We've got a lot of vents too, which will mean we're good for venting hot air. Why is it so dusty? These are brand new. I think these things just are supposed to be covered in dust from the factory. And again, I wish this was a too high shelf because it gives a little more grab. But worst case scenario is I'll just put something between the Solaris and the shelf to keep it from sagging, because the Solaris is made of fucking steel. I'll just... And then that'll push down on this, which will push down the drawer. Everything's holding itself. It's great. I need to get the Solaris and see the height exactly. And then, or I could just do the thing where I measure with like my fingers. Here you go. Ready? The claw. The claw. So that's going to come up to just under 18. I don't have to go exactly in a spot too. I can just go in between. It doesn't really matter. It'll hurt my soul if it's between 18 and 19, but it'll give me a little more space to put amplifiers, or amplifiers, tube amps. Let's see where it ends up. Okay, I've constructed this, which is a piece of wood. What is that, 3/4 by 1 inch maybe, from scrap, and then I wrapped it in this like drawer liner foam and stapled it, and that is going to be perfectly to fit right here on top of the audio valve Solaris to support the back of that shelf, because it was wibbly. This is a wibbly wobbly. These nave point shelves, I'm probably going to link them, but they're wibbly wobbly. They need to be taller shelves. I should have figured that out. But now it's got like, I'll hold anything. And that just looks, by the way, like I wasn't super sure about it, but now I'm like, fuck. I'm like, fuck. So yes. So now what's left? Oh, the cleaning ladies are done, by the way, which is nice. It's nice when you're forced to be down in the basement, like you're forced to work. Like when I live stream, I'm forced to do things. Plug this in now. Thank you, loud heater. That one's there. I just picked a random spot, figured I'd put DAX on top of it, or I might put the drawer on the bottom, which is now the only thing left is a fucking crazy giant one, which I'm not going to put there. So I'll buy another fucking shelf if I need to fill that out. But this and power, I'm not going to go as crazy, like build custom wires. I might. I got all the stuff here. Here's the stuff. Oh, you didn't even see this? Here's the stuff to build the custom wires. I bought this purple shielding, and then I bought this wire, and it's super fucking flexible. In fact, it's called, where is it? TF Cable Flex Stream. And the reason it's flexible is because everything's silicone. The actual 12 gauge shields are individually siliconed, and I threw on one of the heads just to see how it would fit. It's not actually wired, but it will clamp on that without having to like do any sort of real modification if I add the purple shielding, which I'm debating whether I want to or not, because this is really nice, like super flexible 12.3. And I didn't need to go 12.3 obviously, but I'm fucking stupid. If I'm building them, So I have 25 feet of this and 25 feet of this, or 50 feet of this. It might be more than 25. So I'm going to build custom wires for that. So I may as well, especially for like the fucking Solaris, probably needs a custom cable. But I'm not going to buy another $300 power conditioner. What I'll do is I will feed this power conditioner, which is a trip light, which has got a lot of plugs in the front and back, to that, so that at least it gets power conditioned and then comes over here and gets secondary power conditioning. So now I just gotta figure out where I'm mounting this, because if I mount it too low, I can't use it as a shelf. I don't know if I'm adding any other shelves. I guess I would have to have at least a DAC or two So the question is, do I just slam this motherfucker right here? You know what? I'm gonna slam this motherfucker right here because these 6 front outlets, like there's 1 front outlet there, but there's 6 here. And if I have them flanking my desk, I'll just plug in extra shit to this rack, because this rack will probably be used less because it's already tube amps, and tube amps, although I really want to use tube amps more. So how the fuck did I do that? I'm now going to add the trip light power strip underneath the shelf, underneath the drawer, under the drawer. God, that looks fucking good there. God, is that the right height? See, if I keep my desk up high like that, it's good because it lets me, I look up higher. I sit my chair a little bit higher, but I sit higher and I look and I can see the background more, which is what the goal was. Because usually the desk is down here and then I'm staring down at it. But if I'm gonna do this fucking background shit, I wanna be like, yo, what was your views, brah? This is what's up. This is what's up in the hizzy. But not like that. Better than that. I could dump out half the bag just to get like 4 of these. So I'll be back. You don't have to watch me screw this in. If I had interesting commentary to give while I was doing this, I would leave it running. But I'm running out of interesting commentary. I may have to loosen the shelf and lift it, which would mean I have to loosen this shelf and lift it because it's sort of down. I would love to be able to do all of these things with the racks horizontal, except yeah, obviously this would fall out of it, but the shelves and things don't matter. So yeah, I'll be back. Let me do more things. Mega dicks. No. This is sort of like hanging out here. I'm gonna have to, you know what? One of these drawers, I should straighten it out and should have all my wires, or I should hang the wires off the side. That would work. Oh, now this has a DAC attached to the top of it. That's the OL DAC. It's one of my business cards. A little sagging in the front. I could do the same thing and build a little thing for that, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I have anything else? There's the 20, and the 10 is somewhere in here. Is that Pasta's butt? I think it is. Again, I just covered it with all my god. I don't know what it is about draping shit over tube amps. These are the Jerry the Cable Guy cables. Haven't heard much back from them. They were having some QC issues, but I think they sorted it. So that's a real tube amp, and this is a hybrid. And then I guess I'd have to pop out a TA30. So yeah, tubes for days, bruh. Tubes for days, bruh. Or I could just slide it over like hard. I should have enough room here for like a own stack. We're in the tube zone. Am I gonna build another? I'm gonna have to build another one of those things. God damn it. Rassafrackin'. Because it's gonna bother me if it isn't there. I can actually not build it out of wood. There's a piece of foam over here. Just like a random piece of foam. I'll just cut this into strips and add it there. Because the rear, which that is definitely not centered. The rear is where it's gonna get compressed a lot. This just needs to be like held up, and I don't want it to like look bad. And we've got that much space before we get to the first vents on the thing, so I can cut this into, here, I'm gonna get to test this. Will 2 do it? Nope, 2 will not do it. It's gonna have to be, it could be 2 and then something else. Because it's like, this is a temporary permanent fix. That's what you gotta grasp at. Yeah, I'm temporarily shoving foam under there to keep it from sagging, but it's gonna stay there forever. Do I have a cutting board down here? Ta-da! It's a toolbox, use it. Actually, don't I have a cutting mat? I had a cutting mat at some point. Where did it go? It was one of those things where like, oh, I have this. I'm glad I have this. So there, that can go in the trash. And then I could do, I want the full width. So we're gonna eyeball the fuck out of this. In fact, I'm going to score it first. I am a human dividing machine. Okay. So how do we start? So that looks good. That looks good. We got a little bit of fat in the middle. So as long as you know how you failed, you can adjust for your failures. No one seems to grasp that concept. As long as you know how you failed, you could always fix your failures. It's when you don't know how you failed, then you're fucked. Okay. So there's too high. And they're dark gray. I actually put the textured parts to each other. Yeah, no, it just slides in there, which is fine. I guess.
Yeah, fill me up.
Flip it around this way. Yeah, that lines up better. And now I could just take more of that black stuff. And I'll just cut another strip of this. Just to add that little bit. It just needs to have like a little bit of support. Just the smallest bit. Let me see what Pasta's talking about. Even though Pasta's watching this in the future. Please butt picture, please butt picture. Baby, that frugal as fuck. We're talking about underwear. Women's underwear. Not about me though, I'm not wearing them. Promise you I'm not wearing them. Or will I get more viewers if I'm wearing them? These are the hard decisions a YouTuber has to make. Do they wear women's underwear if it'll get them views? Fold, fold. I need about an inch more. All right, sneezing. Fuck. Now for this one, what I'm gonna do is, since I'm not gonna staple it, I'm gonna fold a little bit in there. And then, can I get this around? I don't know if I have enough to do this. I should have cut it longer. Do that, and then that. Yeah, I don't have enough to go around twice, but that'll hold it at least, so I can make it tight. And then we're gonna give this a shiz of, which I should take the dark voice off because it's currently pushing down. How well do you trust your hands? Stay. And this could just slide to the back. I guess I could staple it down. Like I'm just, again, it's a temporary permanence. It's my favorite fucking, like, craft. To make things that seem like it should only be there for like a few hours or a few days, and then it's there for 15 years, and everyone's like, oh, I guess that worked. Nice and tight. Gotta grab it with my feet. Oh, it's good. This is gonna be good. Although I am having a problem sliding it in. A giggity. No, it's not gonna. I'm gonna have to just lift the shit out of this and go in one diagonal wedge at a time. Of course, it doesn't want to stay. It's definitely gonna hold though. Maybe that'll do. Admiral hold though. Get it? Can you get it? There we go. All right, if I pull this and then I pull, all right, we're gonna staple it. But then if I staple it, it's gonna scratch. I can't staple to the back. The whole reason I stapled to the back side was because it's stapled. This is just super sticky. If I go this way, it'll work. But then I'll have like an ugly, oh wow, it's actually sliding the amp. Yeah, that looks ugly. I hate that. Definitely adds that little bit of support that I'm looking for. Maybe not enough support to even consider it though. No, it's definitely, it helps better. It helps the many betters. All right, I'll get that in there and then we'll work it out. Well, I ended up stapling it. Like I said, I can't staple through foam. I could totally staple through foam right to the back. So now it's sitting there. I unboxed the brand new TA30. The other one is one that blows fuses. Fuck you. Why put the tab on there to remove the screen protector if it's just gonna remove the tab and then leave a glued on screen protector? I hate it. And now I'm plucking at it. Does it even have a screen protector? Or is it just... All right, leave it for now. And I just realized there's my two favorite tube amps are in here. The Tors, the Roger and the fucking Balanced are just sitting over there on a table. So, and I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay because they are like weird. It's not okay that they're not there, but I'm going to have to do something special to use these. I may mount them on their fascias because they're supposed to sit like this on a table, but a tube amp doesn't care about orientation. The only thing, I'm sure that's fine. It's Ukrainian. I think it's pretty better if they sit like this. So I'm probably going to buy a small shelf. Actually, no, it's better if I have the plugs above. No, I can't have the plugs above them. Fuck. If I was going to have them stick off. Here, hold on. Take this wire out. Because if they both got mounted, I don't want to have the tubes sticking off the front like severely, but that would allow me to access, maybe, you know what? They sell rack panels that are like 45 for like equipment. I may have to do something like that. I can only fit one though. So it's probably going to be the Balanced, and I'll keep the... Do I sell the Roger? I don't want to sell the Roger. Maybe I'll bring this up and bring it up to my desk. Like, because if I have both, I'd probably keep the Balanced one down here for testing purposes. Because right now, this is the only Balanced tube, and then that's a Balanced tube. And then I thought the TA30 was a Balanced tube, but it's not. The Dark Voice is single-ended, so that's Balanced and that's Balanced. That's single-ended, that's single-ended. This is single-ended. I'll bring this one upstairs. Okay, I'll keep this one close to my heart, and I'll have to buy a rack 45 thing, and then we'll mount this fucking thing because it's been falling apart. Hey, there's that wire I've been looking for. You fuck! God damn it, cocksuck it, fuck, duck. It's fine. It's fine. I knew where that was all the time. So this. God, I wish this was... This is such a weird amp, and I love it. I love the way it sounds. Like, I wouldn't go through all this hassle if I didn't like the way it sounded. It's just a matter of like, oh, is that rust in there? Nice, it is getting rusty. The actual, this panel, it's just got, like it's wrapped, and you could see in there, it's just starting to cover itself in rust. How did they put this together? They riveted this, and they screwed that? How'd they do that? They riveted it last, so you can't take it apart without drilling it apart. It's a beautiful cacophony of shit in here. I mean, it's beautiful in a way that, like, holy shit, I can't believe this works. But, yeah, no, I'll fix the ends and sides of this. And we'll mount this to a 45. This way, the tubes aren't sticking straight out. They're protected a little bit. And as long as I can get to the power switch and the volume knob are the most important. This sucks that it's up here. Good luck trying to move that. I do have a short extension. Well, I have like a 3 or 4 foot balance extension that I built to run the IFI, what's it called, converter? Oh, up. To run the IFI electrostatic converter. In fact, here it is. This is a balanced headphone extension that I made personally out of hot pink. You can't see how hot pink it is. It's hot pink. So I could just use that to like just bring it off. Or I could permanently affix the Skedra switch box to it, because this will remote anything I want forward. And you could adapt these to be not balanced. As long as you can't plug a balanced, you can plug a balanced headphone into an unbalanced amp. You can't plug an unbalanced headphone into a balanced amp. That's the only problem. So I would never be able to test. Oh, I actually have an adapter wire for that. That's the lie. That's the only balanced amplifier I've got that has an adapter wire. That's also a lie, because the Erish has one. Someone sent me an Erish unbalancer, so you could use an unbalanced headphone on the Erish, and that one came with one, and it's in the drawer. It's in this drawer, and it's this cable. So this is like an illegal cable. You should not have a balanced headphone plug to an unbalanced 1/4 inch. They're bad. But it works on that tube amp because of the way it's designed. So it's just like, it's weird shit. All right, so now I've got to order. It's mostly filled this with that sand. It's so much heavier now. It feels so much higher quality just because it's so heavy. So that's not a bad start. Now it's just a matter of finding one that either I got to buy a small shelf and then get I'll just build like a fucking like picture frame holder just to hold that amp in place, or see if they sell like a 45 mount for like rack gear. Probably building a thing will be easier. I got the wood shop here. It's not like that's not made of wood. I could like screw into it if I felt like it. So I think that's it for this part. We've officially birthed the tube section. So it's now a matter of waiting on the laptop shelf for here, because once the laptop can go here, I can then put the monitor here, because right now the monitor is just on some bamboo yoga blocks and sitting there. So once that can be physically located there, then it's its own little separate unit. I'm also in talks with several people about how I can get multiple of those Pi 2 AESs working, and apparently it's fine on Fubar. I was told it wouldn't work, but now apparently it'll work. So I could have a Pi 2 AES sitting on this rack. I could have it sitting on that rack too. I could have two Pi 2 AESs. I shouldn't need it. I feel like I'm gonna have to sacrifice some of that pureness, because the whole point of the Pi 2 AES is that if you get the DAC signal out of that, you get the coaxial or fiber optic or the AIS2, that is untiming fucked. And as soon as you put it into a splitter or a multiplier or anything like that, you fucked it. So I'm gonna have to accept one of these two things is gonna have the fucked thing, probably the tube one, since they're tubes anyway. So I'll probably just run a fiber optic cable from that to this and feed all of this, which would mean I would need several DACs on here. This son of a bitch has $1,000 DAC built into it. So unless I want to go fucking USB from that rack to this, or just take one of my multiple fucking balanced DACs that are just sitting there doing nothing. Maybe the Emotiva.
Ooh, yeah, fill me up.
I might fill you up, baby. Maybe I just mount. See, then I need another shelf because I don't have the rack mount ears for this Emotiva. I think I could buy the rack mount ears for this Emotiva. And then this would become the DAC. Actually, if this became the DAC, could I split the fucking RCAs? Because there's several things I can and cannot do. That has a fiber optic input. So that has its own DAC. The TA30 has its own DAC. I would run the fiber optic out of the Pi here. Shit. Then I got to split it. Then I'm going to break it. Then I'm going to break the quality and enhancement of it. So I'm better off just sending 3 RCAs and then a balance, and the balance of that into the fucking balanced that. And if I do that, wait a second. If I manage to get that mounted, I could just use that as the shelf for the Tor. Then the DAC's at the very bottom. Oh. I didn't understand that. I have to read it again. But yeah. So now it's just a matter of butt fuckery. This will be fine. It's going to probably require some things being moved or replaced when I start doing DACs, because I could hide the DACs. The DACs could be, I'm just playing with the fucking blue tack. That was the gray tack that was holding the, let's go down. I should get like a 1U block here, so it sort of matches this a little bit. So it doesn't have a big gaping hole over the top. I don't know. Also, should I move the dark voice to the left so that it's lower in the middle? Is less weight? I don't know. There's a weight distribution problem. Or it goes higher. I just need more racks, bro. Because ideally, this is like the chunk. This is the chunk that you want to work with. Here is the chunk of the rack you want to work with. Down there is like storage. But if I put the DAC down, you know, this starts at 11. The trip light's at 11 because I want to be able to plug into it. If I put that fucker down on like 6, which is here, then I'll have enough room to build like wedge. Oh, you know what I need? This won't work. They're not extreme enough, and I wouldn't trust the foam. But like this shape, like just boom, DAC sits, the Tor balance sits like that, and it just sits like that. So I could probably build something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna build that out of wood. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, but not today. I got to do other things today. In fact, I got to watch 2 of my reviews, then generate links, then post it to Patreon, subscribe star, so that people can see it, so that I could then have it available for not purchase, but for like posting in the future. I'm gonna stick this right here. I've made it nice and soft now. Anyway, moving on.